And I remember sitting there and the curtain opened, and it was like I realized at that moment, this was it for me. This is where I was supposed to be.
Gigi Ernetta was born in New York and began her professional performing career at the age of 8. When her parents moved to Houston, she joined the Houston Ballet Company and was chosen for a lead child role in The Nutcracker.
I got my first dancing contract when I was 14. I auditioned for my first commercial when I was 15, and I did it in English and Spanish for McDonald's. And that's how it started.
Gigi continued her acting and dance until the end of high school. She received numerous awards and received a scholarship to the University of Texas Drama Department. During her time in college, Gigi worked in radio and married. As her career developed, she felt it was time to move to Hollywood.
Hi, it's me, Hollywood's Gossip Princess, and do I have a scoop for you?
I realized that Hollywood was really hard, and there were people kept saying, oh, you know, you can do that. It won't hurt your career, you know, it's work. And I had started to take jobs that I shouldn't have been taking. They were late night, and they were these really racy movies that, you know, they're not pornography, but they're really pushing the threshold. I did zombie films. I did vampire films.
Soon, Gigi was known for her extensive work in horror films and was quickly labeled a scream queen.
I think that the darkness that I was experiencing on the set started to manifest itself in my life. People were dying and everything in these movies, and there was a lot of blood and guts. It was all darkness.
In 2007, while Gigi's career as a scream queen was flourishing, at home, her marriage fell apart.
My life got really out of control. And in my divorce, it blew up. And I needed help after my divorce. I was raised Catholic. I understood the priest doing the communion, but I didn't understand who Christ was. I used to say to people, you know, I keep calling God and he's giving me the busy signal. I just knew that there was something missing between me and God. I had people coming into my life. I had the casting director come into my life. I had another girl who was a wardrobe lady come into my life and tell me, you know, you really ought to read the Bible. Where are you with God?
During this time, a friend offered Gigi a place to stay while she got back on her feet. One night, she tried reading the Bible.
All through all this, I was crying out to the Lord. And I said, this isn't making any sense. I don't understand what you're doing here. At that point was my complete resignation. I said, I can't do this anymore. That's it. And I just kept crying and crying in the middle of the night.
That same night, Gigi noticed a noise in the bedroom. The next morning, she asked her friend to come to her room and listen for the noise.
It sounded like a gargling noise, and she goes, oh my gosh, it sounds like the inside of a whale.
Gigi called her Christian friend and told her about the noises.
She's laughing. She says, read Jonah. Just read Jonah and call me back.
She opened to the book of Jonah, which told of a man who had disobeyed God and been swallowed in the belly of a whale for 3 days.
Every single word came out and just jumped right in my heart, and that was it. It was like I knew the answer was right in front of me. I realized that reading the Bible and understanding that Christ died for my sins so that I could be here, my whole life really, it just changed. It was bam. And I was so excited. I really didn't understand what was happening, but I was ready for Christ. After that, it was like that busy signal went away and the connection was direct.
Gigi had some hard decisions to make about her career. Several months later, she left her horror roles and moved back to Texas.
When I left California, I immediately got in a Bible-based church and started to spend lots of time with the Lord. And I realized it wasn't just my work that had to change, but the way I lived had to change. And it was amazing. Right away, I started getting blessed with work that was a quality work. And things I wouldn't audition for, they would just come to me.
Gigi co-stars with William Devane and John Schneider in her most recent film, Flag of My Father. The faith-based film tackles the issue of post-traumatic stress disorder in soldiers. It was recently awarded Best Narrative Feature at the GI Film Festival.
I actually was in the theater with soldiers, and some of them were weeping. And I realized that the healing was happening. I realized that my whole life I was supposed to be doing this. I always wanted people to know a deeper feeling inside, a deeper emotion, a deeper understanding. And now it was actually coming true, it was happening. So now I'm reaching out of love. It's a totally different thing. And that's only going to come from Christ.